We're live now. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Booman Up. And kasama natin straight from Cebu, ang ato kinakusgang DJ na si DJ Jackie. Hi,
Yay!
DJ Jackie.
Hello, everybody! Welcome to Woman Up Thursday. Again, my favorite day of the week ay mag-storya, mag-chika na sagta. There is a Woman Up. Thank you for watching.
And ang ating international jewelry designer and businesswoman na si Miss Christine Vertusio.
Hello, maayong hapon, good afternoon, maayong adlaw to everyone. I'd like to welcome Dore, our guest today.
Hello, everyone.
Yes.
Magandang hapon. Good afternoon.
We have a special guest today. Ang ating special guest today ay, you know what? It's so nice to have women. You know, so I'm so women up. Diba? We've guested women who are already like, you know, they're successful in their different fields, you know. And our guest today, si Dore, she's an entrepreneur. She's an educator. She teaches, she's faculty member ng UP, Ateneo and LaSalle. And she's also a business coach. And she's the editor-in-chief of COVID Diaries. And she has also a show titled Dear Dore. Let's welcome Miss Dore Dimaunahan. Hi, Dore!
Hi, everyone. It's very nice to be here in Woman Up. And as you can see, I've chosen to wear pink to support, of course, our women entrepreneurs, inspirational women around the world, around the Philippines. So it's really an honor. Thank you so much for guesting me, guys.
Well, the pleasure's ours. It's ours kasi, you know, it's so nice to see empowered women in our show, diba? How are you? How are you coping with the pandemic?
Well, to be honest, I've been very busy. Well, online classes have started already. That's number one. So we're pretty much adjusting with the students. So as a coach, I don't only coach businesses, but I also make sure I coach students. I know that it's very difficult to adjust to online learning. So, and I am a mental advocate as well. So I make sure that in as much I can, it's not just the learnings that I provide, but also the practical tips on how to be able to, you know, at least survive, especially since mental health, anxiety, stress, and all of these things are what are common nowadays. So that's what I've been doing, aside from writing, hosting, and of course, being part of our COVID Diaries. It's our advocacy program. So we've really been happy to help a lot of people, showcase a lot of documentaries of those who had the sickness, even those from other countries like India, France, and others who were frontliners and whom we call backliners because they're in charge of telecommuting services. So we're very privileged. We didn't expect that it would be something that would grow. Imagine, naalala ko, sinimulan namin to March, the planning. Tapos Easter Sunday, sabi namin na sige, doon natin i-launch. At first, we were thinking, nako, paano kaya tayo masusundan ng marami? But nagulat kami kasi from 6 kami, naging 20 and they're millennials. It's a collaboration among millennials. That's why the name actually is COVID Diaries, a millennial collaboration. So ang ginawa namin, nag-research kami, and then we first wanted to write news. So yung news namin, creative siya. We combine a lot, we design them para yung mga millennials natin and other generations matutuwa. Kasi diba, visual learners mostly lahat ng tao. And then we decided, these are diaries. Dapat it includes people's stories. So we started interviewing people. And then along the way, we decided to come up with advocacy programs. We've got a lot of following on mental health, OFWs, even seafarers, including the business, and now the education sector. So we feature businesses and advocacies created by fellow, not just millennials, but also those from other generations as well. And we've used it as a platform to voice out nagugulat kami minsan may tumatawa, sorry, may nag-email sa amin, and then they'd ask us for help. So we have what we call a citizens board kung saan nandun lahat. If kailangan ng donasyon, like for rice or anything at all, we use that platform. So we're very happy that we've been helping throughout this pandemic. And we did have what we call just chill sessions, wherein our ambassadors have been teaching, also providing, let's say, yoga means for relaxation. So it's now turned into a platform not just for news, not just for diaries, not just for advocacies, but also for others to be able to share their talents. So that's COVID Diaries for you.
Nice. And you're going
Amazing.
to make turn it into like a book after, right?
Oh, yes, yes. We're going to turn it into an ebook because we want this to become a source of information, like history book, okay, of some sort for our future generations. Because everybody's busy, eh, diba? Lahat nasa operation. So we wanted to really be the ones to document it para,
Mhm.
years from now, they can just remember and look at this book
Yes.
and see na, oh, wow, ito pala yung mga nangyayari. They can learn from it as well. Kumbaga, as being proactive for, well, I don't know, hopefully there's not going to be another pandemic. So there.
So Dora, you've already done a lot in less than 5 months, right?
Yeah, yeah. Until
Less
now,
than
I couldn't believe how much we've done. It just warms our heart. And every time we receive thank you or we're interviewed elsewhere, the more we feel humble and motivated to do more.
so
That's us.
since you've done all that in less than 5 months, what are the other things that are in the drawing board, in the works for COVID diaries for the following
Oh,
months?
for the following months, we want to help entrepreneurs. So as we all know, there have been a lot of home-based ideas. So we're featuring them. We either write about them or share their pages so that at least we would make the most out of the reach. And that's one of the things we're doing. Another is to continue our campaigns. We're having a lot of partners in the next months, especially in September, groups of students, other advocacy groups who are growing in number. They're basically there so that they could provide the content. And then on our end, we'll provide the platform. So we use this and we don't restrict. We love to look into partnerships, collaboration, kasi yun naman talaga yung trend
Yes.
ngayon. Hmm.
Where can we find COVID diaries?
Oh, COVID Diaries can be found in Facebook. Just go to COVID Diaries, a millennial collaboration. Another would be in Instagram, COVID Diaries PH. And we also have a YouTube channel because we need to maximize social media right now.
Right.
So these are the
To all those
platforms where
who
you
are
can find us.
watching, to everyone
Yeah,
who's
Yes.
please.
watching, to all those who would want to find out more about COVID diaries, they're on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Yes. And aside from COVID
Perfect.
Diaries, Dore also has Dear Dore. Can you tell us more about Dear Dore?
All right. So actually, Dear Door is a platform. It hasn't been formally launched, but Dear Door is actually a group of creative people. It's a means to express yourself. So it came from me. The name came from me, Door, because I've been coaching a lot of micro businesses, as MSMEs in general, and aspiring entrepreneurs for the past years. So, because I've also been tapping others who need coaching for their personal lives, as a group, as a team, as a family, we decided to incorporate this and come up with this brand. So, actually, our business is called Social Business Platform because we know that in the future we would have more than just Dear Door. So Dear Door is just the start of everything, wherein we will use this as a way to express themselves. People could write to us. We could feature them, their cases. So we're looking into businesses who have really made an impact. So that's one. Another is, of course, we do value the importance of digitization. We plan to come out every year with books. Okay, it's some sort of magazine or flip books, photos. We haven't really finalized the whole content, but the point here is we want to be able to inspire, not just personally, but professionally as well. So Dear Door is really a platform where you can be able to express anything under the sun, be it, a personal problem in business, because it's not just going to be me. We're backed up by a wonderful creative team, but more than that, we also have with us a lot of professionals. Like, say, for example, our topic would be on mental health. We'll have with us a psychiatrist, a psychologist, and fortunately, those who are willing to share their stories. We were also amazed by this campaign or this topic of ours, because every quarter we intend to have a topic in mind. The first being mental health, given its relevance today. So we'll have a lot of campaigns on this. We'll have a lot of write-ups on this, so that at least if you notice or try to embody the name Dear Door, it has a very personal feel, and that's what we want to make those who tap us feel as well. We want to make a difference. We want to be able to allow people to just express themselves, without any hindrance, and people who express themselves to know that somebody is listening to you. So that's
Yeah, that's
basically
nice.
a small part of Dear Door. So watch out for that.
That's very amazing and very thoughtful of what you're doing in this times, no? Kasi like for me, an
Yes.
MSME, um, there's a very big change in the business world. Like from where I'm at, like I'm in the fashion industry, so everything is at a halt. Very uncertain. It's very uncertain, and parang I thought that in the business world, all your ideas is parang it's limitless or something. But then now it's like, oh, there's a sudden pause for everything, and it's like
Right.
you don't even know where to start or where to pivot. But from everything that's happening with the platform that you're in, I mean, with all these like Dear Door and also the COVID diaries, these are some uh it's a good way to express ourselves and to also learn
Yes.
from people with the same sentiments. Because sometimes like being alone or something, parang, am I the only one suffering or am I the only one struggling? And but it's a very nice and a thoughtful idea for like sharing it with other people as well. So I'm so excited to watch like um all your episodes.
Hmm.
Dear Door is also on YouTube and Facebook, Instagram. So
Mm.
or
Actually, we'll be officially launching in the next months a page and Instagram, and then from there, we'll be coming up with workshops. Also, what we call online symposiums. It's a new kind of webinar or forum, but we really want a lot of interaction, really. And what we want is really what happens after, because after the webinar, I mean, during a webinar, it's great because you get to learn. But Dear Door is there to be with you after. It's really, kumbaga, if there's after sales, there's follow through. We want to be with you until we know that you are ready, whether it's personal again or business. So that's really what Dear Door is all about, being there for
That's
Nice.
you.
awesome. I hope all women watching out there will be inspired by Dore. If you guys are this creative, if you guys have all these creative juices oozing from you, you might as well use it during this pandemic, because so you won't get bored and you won't
Yes.
just go to the
Yes.
fridge every 10 minutes of your life. You find
Go
something
to the
else to
fridge
do.
talaga. Ah. No, you know what? It's amazing. When women put their head to it, if you put your mind to it,
Right.
it's really limitless. The possibilities, all the possibilities, everything, it's really unlimited. And I think the age of babae ka lang is already parang
It's
tapos
dead
na.
and gone.
It's
Oo,
dead
wala na
and
yun.
gone, like the throwaway society. It's
That's why
yeah,
we
that's why
women
women up. Yeah.
it's their word
Y- y-
salary.
there's this ano nga, 'di ba? There's this parang movement on Facebook. I think everyone has been seeing a lot of black and white photos of women of our friends. And personally for me, and this is only my opinion, okay? Kasi I've been seeing there are negative comments about that also. But for me, I think it's really beautiful. When you
It's
send
empowering.
someone. Yes, it is very empowering when you send that message to someone and you say that, you know what, I think you are a beautiful, strong, incredibly amazing woman. I think, that's beautiful. Diba? And I
Yeah.
think
Oo
na,
naman. It's a beautiful thing. And the problem with social media is everyone has something to say. Even if your intentions are good, everyone wants to. There are always negative people everywhere, especially on social media. So just fine tune.
yes. I
Kuan
think
lang, dili na lang tagdon. Ana na lang.
yes, I think what matters most, I think yung
Art
more
of
than the
them.
opinion of others is your opinion of yourself.
Right.
How you look at yourself, what you think of yourself, how you when you wake up and you look at yourself in the mirror, parang, do I feel good about myself? Am I still on the
Correct.
right
And you're
track?
happy.
Am I still in the where my moral compass is? Kaya tingnan mo kami fresh. Nag-alsa ng bangko no.
Praising one's
Or,
So Dor,
y-
what can you are there tips that you can give to all the women who are watching right now? What do you think will inspire them to start something that they've been wanting to start for so long, but they're just sitting there and dreaming
yes.
about it, hoping one day the inspiration will come? What can you tell them to finally, make them get up and just go ahead and do it?
You know, that's a very nice question. Actually, one thing that you have to do first and foremost is to really reflect. So I've done a lot of
Mm.
coaching and for businesses, including women. Okay, and as we all know, sadly, there have been stories of women abuse during this COVID, right? And
Yes.
the thing is really number one to reflect. What is it that you want to do right now, right? Do you really want to be an entrepreneur? Do you want to host? Do you want to write? Do you want to teach? So know yourself. That's the first. And then once you get to do that, some people would use tools. They use tools like dream boards. They use tools like analyzing their strengths, right? So you could also do that. Find out your strengths, or on another note, if you have not naman weaknesses, more of things or skills that you wish you could hone more, then you could do that during this pandemic. I would say that because right now, you can do a lot, definitely. And I remember
Yes.
2 days ago, I moderated the show with women and entrepreneurs as well. And they are three among the less than 30. Imagine that, 30-year-olds who have been very popular. And I've learned a lot there. So, apart from reflecting first on what you really want to do and deciding, okay, which is it am I going to do? Am I going to use my strengths? And let's say my strength and what I've wanted to do ever since is to become an entrepreneur. Of course, you'd have to plan first. There are a lot of tools there. There's what you call a business model canvas you can simply download, yeah, and there are a lot of learnings and YouTube videos. You can use all of these things just so you make sure that you won't make any mistake. That's one thing. You don't just jump into something, even if it's your strength, especially if it's a business. If it's a business, you really have to sit down, know the industry, do some research, use those tools and
Yes.
templates. You may also want to look at how others are doing. And one nice thing about this pandemic is that there have been a lot of Facebook groups out there. So there have been Facebook groups per industry, those for, let's say, who like food, those who would like business in general. So you could also do that and look into their opinions, because the nice thing about this pandemic is that it actually discouraged competition, because we all of us are actually fighting against COVID-19. So what do? We have to help each other by sharing tips, by helping each other in terms of network. So that's something that they could do also. And on the other hand, if they want to learn or hone their skills, right? Or what they call
Yes.
weaknesses, yeah, but I don't really use the word weaknesses. You could simply do that. There are a lot of free courses right now, also available certificate courses as well. So, just use this pandemic or this period to make your life or maximize or utilize the time. But others would say that, hey, I've been busy for the longest time. Why not spend
Mhm.
time with my family? That's also fine, right? Because it really depends. Like in my case, I'm also very busy. I move around, like from my schedules, usually morning I drive to school and it's really traffic. I teach, and then in the afternoon I do my work, and then at night I study. And that's my day every day, you know and but of course, never forget prayer. That's also something I would also tell you or share with you. So again, reflect, know what you want to do, hone it, work on it. If it's a business, plan it, consult, collaborate. Don't be shy. Don't be afraid to ask, because the whole world's there for you. It may seem cliche, but this is probably one of the pros of the pandemic. Although we may see sad stories too, right? But better not focus on that. As what Aryan said earlier, right? We About the black and white photos. It's actually great. It's a way to express yourselves. So don't be afraid. That's what I can say to women out there. And there are a lot of women groups who are also willing to help you, willing to listen to you. So there.
You
Thank
know,
you. I hope the women watching will be inspired by what you said. And mostly, what's a little problem with social media is that it makes most of us bandwagoners. If we see plantitas, we become a plantita too. If we see people cooking, we tend to cook too, and it makes us scatterbrains. We just
Yeah.
don't follow the trend all the time because you should know, as you said, Dor,
yes.
that we should know what we want. We should not let society dictate,
Dictate.
tell us what to do, because there are things that we want to do that not everyone wants to do. So I am taking your advice, and I will finally purchase what's in my cart.
Good
It's
What's in
been
job.
your cart?
it's been in
What's
my
in your
cart
cart,
for so
Yot?
long. I want to go back to painting because I haven't
Oh,
been painting for so long. I think it was in college the last time I painted something, and it's been a passion that's been dead for so long, and I want to resurrect it. So, Dor, thank you. I will
Wow,
finally
happy
be
for you.
I will finally be ordering it, and yeah, maybe later after this because I really want to do
oh,
it, and I parang there are there's always something else that comes up, always something else that comes up. But finally, I want to do it now. Thank you so much. I'm inspired.
Thank you, thank you. I mean, after all, we only have one life, right? So might as well
that's
make the
true.
most out of it.
Yeah, but
Yes, we only have one life.
there are also other women that I know of that until now they still don't know what to do, where to go, which path to follow. So I think it's about time, like as you said, reflect and know yourself. It's not a competition, so you just take it one step at a time. time.
True.
And just like today, we earlier today, I presented my business canvas model with regards to
Wow.
our business right now. So DTI has been very supportive with us. They have been guiding us along the way. So I mean, and then it's like figuring out what's the next step, since there are some industry now that is not really under the essential category, so which is us, the fashion industry. So it's really a struggle for all of us. But after today's presentation, it made me realize that there's a bigger world out there. So as I said, parang it's limitless. Your creative juice will lead you to whichever step next. But yeah, and it's good to ask people. Never be afraid to ask. Never be afraid to ask
That's
help
true.
from, because well, there are others that you cannot get what you want, the answers that you want. But
Yeah.
there are also other people who can comfort you, even the people you don't personally know.
Mm.
So well, and with your platform, I think it's a very good parang gateway for other women to speak up, to be brave enough to to ask out and feel free with themselves. And I'm excited. I'm also inspired.
Ito
Thank you.
yun,
Thank you.
But
maka-inspire,
you know what?
promise.
You know what? I have to flex you, Christine.
Go.
Pa-flex naman kay Christine. You know, Christine is one of those people na even if something like there was a time when you had this major slump, and what did she do? She started creating beautiful jewelry pieces. So, salute to you, Yot, because you've always been able to stand up no matter what
Of
like now
course.
COVID hit ang fashion industry. So what did Christine do? She started selling, she started her mga food products, different product, shift in products, so coping with times,
Yeah. Because right now, oh, thank
Okay.
you. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's really a very big boost of with my confidence, because I started 10 years ago. It started out as a hobby. It then from like zero 10 years ago. So parang, and then seeing yourself, and it's not overnight. It doesn't happen overnight. Your success may happen overnight, but others may take years, months, years. So I mean, um as you said, with reflecting yourself, you will know what you want and what you're passionate about, and that will lead you to 10 years, 20 years after, looking back, oh my god, ang haba na pala ng path na dinaanan ko. And it's not a joke. You encounter a lot of like happy moments, sad moments, angry moments, lahat mixed emotions. And with this pandemic, the more emotional our emotional our feelings and our emotions are really being played at. Even our mental health is being played.
yes.
This so well, it's good to help each other.
Yes,
Yes.
isn't it
True.
beautiful? Like when women and when not even only women, but when people help each other, I think this world will be a lot better. Tama na muna yung usapan about mga violence and patayan. I mean, let's support each other. I mean, come on, nature is already trying to slap us na with this pandemic. This pandemic, it's like kahit anong plano mo sa buhay mo, at the end of the day, we're not in control. I mean, we're only made to cope.
Yeah, and
Diba?
another story I would like to share. I mean, Dor, I would like to share this also. If ever you have friends
Mm-hmm.
watching also, or people that um as Arian mentioned, from the fashion industry, since now the essential goods is like food, like what other health products and everything. And with the food, where I'm staying, I'm here on lockdown in Cebu. So I've been stranded here for like almost since the lockdown. I wasn't able to go home to Bohol. So, and I don't have a kitchen. where I can cook, where I can, so um, being a reseller, it's still a business, and you
Yes.
earn little. You may earn a little, but yeah, because it was mentioned earlier today also, like parang yun na nga, she had no kitchen, she had no, and then I also felt the same, like, oh nga no, it's never be ashamed of being like not being able to produce your own, and it's nice that people have been reordering. Yeah, so I'll just like to tell other people now, whatever means of business, if it's like legit and legal or whatever, I mean, even from the smallest thing, you earn the smallest amount, it will go a long way. It will help. It will be able to help. So do I am asking,
That's
like,
true.
for your point of view in the next, let's just put it this way, 3 years muna, kasi sometimes kasi how do you see yourself in 5 years, di ba? That's the usual, the minimum ano is 5 years, but now parang 3 years na muna kasi we want this COVID thing out and evaporate from this world. How's the business, like, ngayon kasi when you say essentials, so others are thinking, what other businesses can they like go
Start.
into? Kasi when we started, we had food, and then we had mga health uh anything in the like in the health category, and then became home plantitas, as mentioned by Odessa, parang it became a hit, and you never realized, uy, all those pots that were being like hindi naging importante years, for the years back, now it has been a commodity. Like everyone is like selling pots everywhere,
It's
designing
so hard
everywhere.
to find kasi ano na daw, wala nang supply.
Now we're asking, what's next? What's next to
What's
to
the
ser-
next, ano? Yeah.
What's the next big COVID thing when it comes to business?
Okay,
yeah, when it comes
so actually, what Christine said earlier was correct. One of the increasing um, types of opportunities nowadays is reselling. Okay, so for the past days, I've been trying to look into businesses, and I've been trying to study the different opportunities. So one would be financial advices, of course. And then I think DTI Cares, DTI has a program called DTI Cares for micro enterprises. And there are companies who also have used the this collaborative moment to come up with livelihood programs. All right, wherein they train you to actually come up with a business and guide you. That's another one. Franchising, believe it or not, there's online franchising. There's also dealership and resellership, so or reselling opportunities. That's one of the trends. Well, at least in the next months. And of course, the home-based businesses. And for a number of people and even entrepreneurs, they've also tried freelancing as well because there's really a lot of demand for digital services, like, for instance, designing, social media management. So, what the interesting trend is that apart from being a business owner, at least for those I've been talking to, they also use their personal skills. So, in a way, it helps them increase their cash flow. So, again, there are a lot of institutions that provide these types of programs. They're actually medium scale businesses because it's the medium scale businesses who could really help the small and micro or in even the large. So again, franchise, online franchises, reselling is another, livelihood programs. Some are programs that have been supported by DTI. And then also there are online websites now where you can actually place your goods, okay, in a form of consignment. So a friend of mine has this uh, website. Okay, they're called Roots Collective. So they're a social enterprise, and kudos to the social enterprises there, because they've been really serving a purpose in society to fulfill their hybrid goal, that is to serve a community and also to continue the business and the communities that they serve. So going back to that company, they spent on a website, and then they allow smaller companies to showcase their products. So that's another thing. And of course, we have the bigger ones like Shopee and Lazada. So everything actually is going to be online for a while. Oh, and of course, another would be the Hero program of Union Bank. That's another very potential program that I see. And if you notice, everything that I mentioned, at least for the next X number of months towards December, until December, would be online. What we had before the pandemic, and we're now in the new normal, we can never go back to that. The changes have actually created, again, collaboration, more knowledge for a lot of people, from young ones to the old ones, in terms of usage of social media, of websites, of programs such as Canva, and the counterpart for education. So learning management systems, a lot will really be online. Okay. Of course, the more technical part of businesses would be mobile apps.
Right.
Also know a number of people who have created mobile apps. But one thing that's common among all of these entrepreneurs and opportunities that I've seen is that, just like in entrepreneurship, they were created to solve a particular gap. Because if you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to be able to identify and solve a gap. That's a better way of doing it. And then, of course, you could also do other things, like other people in industries that didn't work. Like, for example, at first, the events industry, they shifted online. Okay. And again, franchising, instead of doing a physical franchise, they opened doors to reselling of their goods per se from their commissaries, instead of them having a lot of inventory. So I'm pretty sure that moving forward, especially that I think there have been some industries that have been announced to be open, at least for 30%. It's going to be slower for a number of industries, but for sure, with a bit of tweaking, pivoting, repurposing, there's still hope. And that's what entrepreneurs are skilled at, being able to be very innovative and creative. You'd really have to use a lot of creative juices out there. And another would be, like, for example, in co-working, right? How could you actually, face to face is not allowed. So how could you actually maximize that? So you'd probably change or shift your business model to something else, right? Like drop shipping, for instance, or warehousing. So there's a lot. There's a lot to do. But because of those that I've talked to who've done it, it's not impossible.
Well, let's say hi first to our viewers. Hi kay Mary Jeannie Patrimonio. Congratulations kay Kuya Ate, ha. Kay Edson Torrefranca, watching from UAE. Kay Mary Ann Domenais Morales. Kay Alan Cabindol Aceron. Hi, I miss you, Alan. Kay Jose Gliniel Cruz and kay Sherwin Sapong and Rona Cheng Pamplona. Watching also is Blanche Mante and Bakasi, William Picard, JP Pantangeli, and Lot Budiser from Belgium. Hello, Lot. And may question tayo from one of our viewers, galing kay Nedge Canets. Libre po ba yung mga webinar? Dore?
For the for the
The
workshops
webinars that you mentioned, yeah, the workshops, yeah. Are they free?
We have consultations, free consultations. So all they have to do is to send a message to us. For now, you could go through COVID Diaries and then set an appointment. I'm usually very hands-on with this, so I'll talk to you in whatever media you wish, Messenger or Zoom, and then from there we'll be able to create a personalized or customized sort of program for you. We do have webinars. There will be a number that will be free in the next months. So watch out for them.
Okay, I'm
And sabi
excited.
ni Jesseline, very inspiring daw. Very inspiring ang ating episode.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Jesselyn.
Yes. Dor, sa COVID diaries, was there like any like a story that really parang it was really parang hit you sa heart? Ganyan. What's that story?
Yes, definitely. So I remember a story about a family. The mom got sick, and then her parents died. So it was really bad it's a bad experience for them, right? But when we interviewed her, and I honestly would say that I almost cried during that interview. She, along with her two kids, were just positive about it. For them, they said that, our grandparents are now in a better situation and we're here to do what we promised them. So that's one. Another would be a story about a um, a young lady who has a brother, a frontliner brother, who she hasn't seen for the longest time. So through our platform, we were very happy that because it's Facebook, she was able to say through her video what she wanted her brother to hear, because he was a frontliner, or he is actually still a frontline in another country. So imagine how social media has helped us to these channels. So I think that those were really the most inspiring, because we've been like a bridge for that second story. And then ako personally, since I'm very close to my grandparents, I really resonated with the family na, okay, we have to be strong. We still have to maintain everything as a family. Remember the positive things that our grandparents have taught us. Because as we know, of course, if you get sick, or if you, eventually pass away, dito sa atin, we can't see them eh. 'Di ba? Ang nangyayari is nakakapag-usap lang kayo over the phone. So we were able to hear all of those experiences, and nakakakilabot, with all due honesty. And on a lighter note, one thing that was common naman sa ibang mga documentaries namin na also unforgettable are young students. Imagine, there was one interview we had, we're in birthday, they're April babies. So mga sila, teenagers. So instead of spending the money, they decided to come up with an advocacy. They partnered up with a food company, and then they pooled their funds and then decided to give away. And take note, they're in their teenage years. So I could just recall, wow, what was I doing during those years? So very inspiring stories. Iba-iba talaga. So mixed emotions sa mga stories sa COVID diaries. And you can see them to the documentaries there. And in YouTube, by the way.
Nice. I like those inspiring stories also, like people who really overcome so many struggles. Like I said, I think everyone is suffering in different ways, I mean,
I think
we're all
this COVID thing kind of amplifies our emotions.
yes.
If we're sad, we're super sad, and if something makes us happy, then we're extremely happy about it. We're more in touch with our emotions during this pandemic. And of course, now the women who are watching out there, don't downplay your strengths, because actually women are the ones who are keeping most families together. It's like we know it's hard, we know it's tough, that we can't let our kids see that we are also hurting, that we are also maybe worried, because of course we want to put up a brave front. And Dore, maybe your dear Dore is a very good outlet for the women out there who can't let their families see what they're really going through because they don't want them to worry. May mga ganun tayo, diba? We have these
Yes.
motherhood instincts. Now we would rather keep it all in than to let our children suffer too, than to let our partners suffer also. So rather than keeping it bottled in, which is of course not very healthy, at least now they know that they also have an outlet. They can reach out to you, and of course to COVID Diaries, and let everyone out there know that you are not alone in feeling this way, because I feel it too.
That's true. And to add, just to add to that, like during this COVID, kasi parang don't feel pressured also to start something new. I mean, if you didn't become like a biglang big business owner or suddenly a YouTube star during this pandemic, that doesn't make you a loser in any way. There's no such thing as losers, I think. And just be, I think, most important thing to focus on also during this pandemic is our mental health. Don't stress yourself too much. I mean, like if you really don't have if selling is not your strength, then maybe your strength is somewhere else. So don't put too much pressure on yourself to start something new or amazing. Or kasi 'di ba parang we can see on social media, on Facebook, like I started this, I did this, I did that. It's not, all of those achievements are different per person. What
Sakto-sakto.
someone else can do doesn't mean you can do it. And if you can't do it, it doesn't make you a lesser person. So, yun,
If you
focus
come
on
out
your
of this
mental health.
thing alive and sane, then that's a win.
That's true. That's true. I totally agree with that. So, nawala ang ating controller. Yes. Before we wrap up, Dor, do you have a message for our viewers?
So yes, with what Aryan said right now, the most important thing is really to survive this pandemic. All right. So take your time. Okay. Don't forget to pray, because we really don't know, with all of the news, especially the new types of research that has been coming out. Diba? Iba-iba. There are different ways to get the pandemic. We just really don't know. So being alive after this period is just already something very good and something to be proud of. That's number one. Number two, yes, as women, we have been playing important roles. For moms, they've been, taking care of the kids, their husbands in the house. For successful women who aren't married yet, having a career or business is already something, right? And for other women who are at home, who are housewives, and who are listening here, stay positive. That's something I really want to say to women listeners. And of course, if you need someone who you'd like to talk to, or if you need some advice, just go to, you can find me in Facebook. My name is Dore Dimaunahan. You can send me a message. We also have a Facebook page, Dear Dore PH, and an Instagram page. So it's at deardore.ph. So that's for anything at all. No? And of course, everything that you share would be, of course, treated with utmost confidentiality. It's just like this wonderful program wherein you just talk to someone. And I think right now, talking to someone is one of the things that would make us feel really relieved. That's actually what I
True.
feel right now. Yeah. And one last thing, of course, for the entrepreneurs and for those looking for opportunities, it's definitely there. Okay. And as I mentioned earlier, just make sure you reflect and don't rush into things. There's a lot of time. Okay. It's better to be safe than sorry. I know it's cliche, but indeed, that's the truth behind it. So there, those are my last words Parting
Thank you
words.
so much. Any
Thank you.
announcement? Announcements. Mga bayot. Mga bayot. Na may mga
Um,
announcement?
um, ever since today, we are um, me and my team are going to start figuring out what's the next thing. I mean, developing another line, hopefully, and that's something that I will also empower myself with and inspire myself with. And maybe we're going to introduce our new line hopefully next month, or I don't know. Well, we're just taking it at a slow pace just to make it to
Exciting.
sure, because
Yes.
it's a different, I mean, totally different from although there's still the use of our upcycled material, which I'm very proud of. And well, I'd like to also congratulate you, Dor, for doing this. I mean, this is
Thank
a
you.
very thoughtful way of reaching out to other women as well, na because we have feelings that we cannot even express ourselves to our own families and even to our friends. I mean, sometimes it takes a stranger to understand how we feel, how we think, not no judgment, and it's the fear that's always ahead with our from our thoughts, so and your platform is gonna be a very it's gonna be a blessing to other women, all ages yan, kasi you're welcoming millennials, young ones, teenagers, uh titas, or with whichever age bracket you belong to. It's open for everyone, so it's all women, it's an all women, well, not um it's gonna be a good area for us to express ourselves and to be understood, because sometimes during this pandemic we're trying to single out ourselves na, oh, am I the only one feeling this? And as you said, this is the time where um it's there's no competition, it's no competition, you don't need even to compete with yourself. Just take it slow, and most importantly, be compassionate with yourself and others. Compassion at this time is really very it's a blessing that you're going to give to someone else, just your compassion. It goes a long way. So thank you, and congratulations on your and good luck in your for Dear Door ba yun? Launching soon. So we are so excited also to watch your shows. And
Thank
it's
you.
so nice to meet you. So nice to meet you. So mga yot,
Same
what
here.
else can you say?
Yoch.
Ay, okay na yun.
Marian?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
For the direction of MOR, I let you know by the end before August ends kung asa mi paingon. But for now, I would like to thank everyone for supporting our online platforms, and keep listening to us on MOR Cebu Philippines, morcebu.com. That's where you can listen to us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I'd like to thank wait lang. Okay. Wait, I'm looking for my Codigo. I'd like to thank Dep Ed for having me as a speaker for their training matrix for capacity building for SPG and SSG advisors on effective online delivery of modules. And of course, I'd like to say good luck to all the entries to all the song entries for Philpop. We will be doing the adjudication next week. Good luck, songwriters.
May
Thank
special
you.
song number ka ba doon, Yoch?
Thank God wala. Baka lalong pumangit yung panahon dito.
So, with the topic, before we end, I would like to just mention also that we're launching this new company called Mercado One. And it's really a company that we want to start, and it's our purpose is really to help each other out, because right now, as we've mentioned in this I mean, we've discussed here in this episode, there's so many changes, and so many people have lost their jobs, so many people are looking for opportunities, and at the same time we have suppliers who are also having a hard time pushing for their products, because number one, everyone's afraid to go back and go to the malls, or department stores. So so we have this parang community, parang siya, what we call it, a cycle of helping each other out. So if you want to join the cycle, we have the resellers, so you can have we have products that you can resell, and then we have on the supplier side naman, the more you sell, the more a reseller sells, the more you can help people keep their jobs, because every supplier, they need workers, and workers need jobs also, they need jobs, they need to earn. And yeah, let's hopefully you join us in our cycle of helping. And on Tuesday, don't forget Kapihang Marinero. Our guest is from PCG, si Admiral, or Commodore Armand Barillo. I'm so sorry. So see you on Tuesday, and on Thursday next week. Don't forget again to woman up. See you. Thank you, Dar.
Thank you,
Thank
ladies.
you.
Thank you,
Bye,
Dor.
Bye.
everyone.
Bye mga yot!
Bye, Yach.
Next week.